Yeah. Oh, well, right now I'm going back to my car, but I'm gonna see if that drone thing's still happening. If it is, I'm gonna go over there. I'll stream it. There's nothing else really to do. It's dead everywhere because of the rain. Is this light ever gonna freaking turn? Ridiculous. Oh, there we go. All right, don't hit me. I don't trust anybody to stop right here. Say like that guy. Way too big of a crosswalk area. It's like 50 lanes. Ew. Guy just threw trash out his window. Baja Blast time. No. Alright, should be right up here somewhere. Baja Blast is mid, I agree. Plans for Thanksgiving? Nada. Right here, I think. Of course. They had to park super close behind my bumper. I hate that. There were so many other places they could park them right there. Come on now. My hair is gonna be disgusting. Oh, it's so naughty. It'll dry. That's disgusting. Oh yeah, I got plenty of room to pull out. Oh yeah. Okay, let me see real fast if that thing's canceled. I'm curious. Should be like on their Facebook or something, I would assume. Good in a hat. I don't like hats. Unless it's like a snowstorm. Dang, my service sucks. I can't even get on the phone right here. We're going to Christmas lights, house hunting in December.
This lady, Judy, who's running the organization, one of the ladies that's running it, comes talks to me. Very classy, talks to my wife, nice person. Kyle, the guys who are on stage, is doing his thing. And then they're playing the videos for the people that recognize her, okay? They're playing these videos. And then all the videos are done. And the guy on stage, who I've had on, is a funny guy, phenomenal. It's Sheriff Mark. You know what I'm talking about, Rob? Mark from Arizona, phenomenal. That we've had him on. And then he's like, and Patrick Bet David. Mark Lamb. Yeah, he crushed it last night. And Patrick Bet David. No video, no picture, nothing. So everybody's kind of looking around. There's like 40 people like, hey Pat, I'm here because you're getting the recognition, all this. So I walk on stage. I'm like, okay, it's probably a screw up. Maybe it's on our end. Maybe we missed the mark. No problem. They give it respectful. I took like 150 selfies last. I took so many pictures of people. It was awesome. Talking to all these guys. I said, babe, we gotta go. I grabbed Jen, we get in the car. I call Mateo. I say, Mateo, what happened over here? What was this all about? He says, what do you mean? I said, you know, they recognized, but they just kind of said the name. There was no video, there was nothing, but they played video for everybody else. I don't know. I said, call the guy from Nepal, who is the guy that made the recommendation with Judy for this to happen, this recognition, this award to happen last night. No problem. I call him and say, hey, what happened here? He said, I have no idea. I said, who's in charge of this? I have no idea. I'm like, Nepal, I would have much rather you don't even recognize me. I just wanted to come, show my face, and leave at 8 o'clock so I can see my kids. You guys know how important it is for me to see my kids? 100%. I want to come see the kids. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Let me get this other guy on. So he gets this guy on, Matthew Silverman, with one T, okay? He gets on the call. And I said, he gets on this guy right here. Zoom in his picture so we can show who he is. Just zoom in on his face, please. Zoom in right there. Yeah. So this guy right here. So he gets on the call. It's me and Mateo. He says, oh, didn't you get free dinner anyways? Didn't you get a free table? Didn't you get a free seat? You got me to get off the stage right now? He's talking to me like this. This is the president of the organization. Nafal is on the call, so is Mateo. Listen to this call. I said, excuse me? Did you send your videos in? Did you send your pictures in? I said, Mateo. So at this point, I'm thinking, maybe Mateo missed it. And then I'm like, guys, I'm good. You will never see my face at this organization ever again. I'm out. This guy, arrogant, pompous, probably a 5'1" type of a guy, one of those Napoleon syndrome type of guys. And then you know what he says at the end of the call? He says, how many followers do you guys have anyways?
Are you serious?
Dude! Mateo's like, wait, what did the guy just say? The amount of words I can use for this guy, I'll keep it diplomatic, okay? I can't say that one, but he is. I can't say that one, but he is. I think I can say weasel, snobby, arrogant, pompous, entitled, and horrible customer service for a person to be the president of a company that you invited. I didn't want to go. I have things to do. You invited me, and I said yes because military and cops are going to be there. Yep. Of how much respect I got for those guys.
And you're a veteran, and it's Veterans Day.
And
So
Veterans Day week, yeah, right? And then he says, you should have sent your video and the picture in. Guess what happens this morning?
Well,
Nafal calls Mateo this morning because he feels like shit. Nafal was awesome. He handled it like a pro. Exactly how you're supposed to handle it when somebody's asking you tough questions. And they sent the video that they were going to play. They had edited the video.
They already had it?
This is the video that they had played, that they were going to play.
And he didn't do it.
And they didn't play the video.
Wow, so they already had it?
So the point is, he's a liar. He's a liar. So where am I going with this? This right here.
I see it.
Okay? This video that they had, you know, the intro, you know, all this stuff that they were, and the video is a very nice video that they were going to play. And then they say, Christy Nome went 45 minutes over. No, she didn't. Christy Nome spoke 10 or 15 minutes, and she crushed it. She was awesome, Christy Nome.
As if you weren't there and you didn't witness it?
Yeah, she was awesome. Tom Ullman, awesome. Weatherford Prain, awesome. Nick, crushed. Who's the guy that we wanted to have on the podcast from the group Stained?
Aaron Lewis, the lead singer.
It's been a while since he sang the song last night. Wow, it was awesome. But you know what?
Great song.
You see organizations in the front, and then there's a guy behind the closed doors, guy named Matthew. Trash. So I am so let me go where I'm going with this point here. President Trump, what story are we in right now?
We're talking about tariffs.
All president wants is an apology. The only thing I want is an apology from this guy, this little guy, Matthew, whatever his name is. Yeah. So why is he now working to defend these universities? Because he sued them, he got money, they apologized, now he's going and fighting for them. I don't know if you understand what I just said.
Yeah.
I believe The president privately talked to these universities, and he said, "You're going to apologize, and you're going to be pro-America. You're not going to play these games. How can I help you?"
Business.
I believe. Now, by the way, Brandon, you may or may not agree with that, but he's a deal maker to me.
I agree with that, but I would ask, like, so what would the ask be, and how would he ensure that they actually do it? Because, you know, it's like, it's difficult enough already to make sure that businesses do what he wants them to do, but like universities, the amount of like bureaucracy and layers of deception within them, like how would he even enforce that, or how, like what would the ask be? I guess that's it.
He got what he wanted short term, though. He publicly humiliated these schools that humiliated him and a lot of other people. He publicly embarrassed them.
Do you think that's all he wanted, though? Because I would think that like they're still brainwashing the youth to be these crazy people.
I think the damage has been done to the universities. I'm going to explain what I mean by the damage has been done to the universities. How many guys you think who went to Harvard are going to want their kids to go to Harvard? Like, think about people who go to Harvard. People go to these schools.
Legacy.
Yeah, so it's like, I want my
kids.
kid to, like, you know, I meet people that are, you know, University of Florida. I want my kids to go to University of Florida, right?
Yeah.
There's a part of it that's what? Thank you. There's a part of it that's what's the word?
Tradition?
Tradition, legacy, right? Fantastic. Nothing is permanent. It's not like Trump threatens to sue BBC over $1 billion for the January 6th speech edit, right? You know which one I'm talking about?
We covered it on Monday.
That's
exactly.
right. So it's like, hey, you know, he said this, but he never said that. We're going to go fight. That was not what he said next, but that's how they put it, Rob. Just show the first few seconds, Rob. If you can, press play. Watch this. So,
the Carl's Jr. lawyers said we couldn't name our new burger the biggest burger. Get it out for a limit.
Move down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell.
that's bullshit.
And if you don't
Pause
fight
it.
like hell.
He did not
He
say
did
that.
not, and this is the original
Correct.
clip. Fast forward to the original clip to see what he says afterwards. Okay, so that's that. Now watch this one. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna walk down to the Capitol.
Okay, BBC. So this happens with BBC. Then what does BBC do? Holy shit, we have to make sure we show what happened here. Who quits? Not, you know who quits? Not just a VP of marketing, not just regular people. Who quits? BBC boss Tim Davie resigns over Trump documentary edit. And you know who else resigns?
Girl.
The girl. What does the girl
news
do?
head. She's
What
the
does
head
she
of the
do?
news.
She's the head of the news. Rob, do you have the interview of her stepping down?
I have.
She's walking
You
outside.
can play. Is this her?
This is Reuters.
I think we played that one yesterday, but there is one with the CEO, Rob, where the CEO.
It's a
the
little
lady
bit
is
wet
quitting,
out here,
and she's
guys.
being interviewed afterwards. Okay, she's being interviewed afterwards.
This is the one she's very pompous. We are professional journalists. We
The
would never.
BBC would
have
never do
integrity.
such a thing, you know. And she's walking.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, so woman quits, resigns, and does this interview. That's her, but I want to see. There's a video
there's a
that
video
she's
that
walking.
she's-
It's a phenomenal video. I don't know why I can't find it on X, Rob. You're having a hard time as
I
well.
think we have it in our chat. Do we not?
It is in the chat. We send it, but I'm trying to find it here.
Rob,
So
check
she's being interviewed, and she comes up and saying, "I'm stepping down." Here, Rob, I just found it. I'm going to send it to you. Bingo. You should have it, Rob. See if you got it. Okay. So she's walking up to just kind of give the news. BBC would never do such a thing. You know, we're not
Rob,
that.
I
We're
just
not
thumbed
this.
it
We're
up
not
in the
that.
chat.
Go to it, Rob. You have to see this, folks. It is so uncomfortable.
She's a blonde lady, British.
It's
They
so
run up onto the street.
uncomfortable. The level of
Rob, if you
another
go to the
person
chat, I thumbed up.
pompous.
This lady right here. Boom.
Watch this, folks.
I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as
the CEO of BBC News and to work with our brilliant team of journalists. I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted
Pause real quick.
provider.
By the way, she's not.
Provider. If
Why
you'd
did, why
excuse
did you
me,
fail? Why did
I
you
would
fail
like
to
to
deal
go
with the
in
mistakes that were
and
made?
see my teams. Thank you so much.
Do you think that the journalists are institutionally corrupt
Thank
like
you.
President Trump says? Do you think the
Of
journalists
course our journalists aren't corrupt. Our journalists are hard-working people who strive for impartiality.
Yeah.
And I will stand by their journalism.
Is there institutional bias?
There is no institutional bias. Mistakes are made, but there's no institutional bias.
Then why are you resigning?
Mistakes dealt with
Yeah, why are
on
you
Trump,
leaving?
on anti-Semitism, on women's rights.
I'm sure that story will emerge.
That
For now, I'm going to go and see our team.
Do you think the board acted against you?
Thank
Do you think the board acted against you?
And Pat, you proved that they even talked about it. They even said, like, hey, listen, this is, you guys realize that we're putting something out that, and they still did it.
No, they knew it.
They knew they
They
were
knew
doing
they
it.
were doing it. They knew they were manipulating. They
didn't care.
Yeah, you have to edit that.
I know, we get it, but we already feel we'll do that afterward. Just stay with us here until they fix it. So they knew they're doing it. It's intentional. It's happening. They're trying to meddle with somebody else's politics in America that's taking place.
Yeah.
And
She's not biased, Pat.
he steps down. Now she steps down. God knows how many other people are going to be stepping down. You know, all Trump wants an apology.
That's it.
And guess what he's going to do till he gets that?
Right,
Sue the living
so-
crap out of him. Tom, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
No, he's going to do what he's good at, and he has seen bias before. You see her walking. What you see is an executive walking who has signed an exit agreement that has got non-disparagement. So she's saying the only thing she can say, and what she agreed to say. It's just party line is what you're hearing from her. But the reason she resigned is because there was bias. The reason that Tim was his name resigned because there was bias. And by the way, if it's an isolated incident, they can go to the mat in a lawsuit on an isolated incident, Pat, and they can say, hey, we terminated an editor, we changed our procedures, it was a one-off, and we issued an apology and a retraction. You do that, you don't lose the CEO. You do that, you don't lose your head of news.
You're right.
But guess what? They know what's coming, and what he's bringing the hammer.
Yep.
Can I just simplify this?
Yeah.
They said it's literally the exact opposite. Instead of saying we're going to walk down to the Capitol and root on our amazing congressmen and women and hopefully they do a good job, no, we're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to go kick everybody's ass.
And we're going to fight.
It's literally the definition of lying.
Here's bias.
Yeah.
Here's
It's just lying. It's completely a lie. It's not even close to reality.
And mind you, this is a documentary, so they wanted history to say that Donald Trump told people to go there and fight, and that's why January 6th happened.
By the way, what is the lawsuit here? That
$1 billion.
Is it $1 billion?
$1 billion.
Donald Trump threatens to sue BBC for $1 billion over January 6th speech. Edit. Rob, is there a video on this and talking about it, or is it just...
I just have news coverage. No, he did not speak about it. A legal representative for the president said that they were considering $1 billion.
So you know what? Thank you for that. So what you're seeing here, a pattern, getting back to respect.
Ooh, it is
and not
raining.
manipulating. Talk to us. Okay, don't do this. A guy asked a question. They come to us. We had a call with. You take the AI companies out. The fastest growing company in America. You all know who the company is. Multi-billion dollar company. And we're having a conversation. It says, you know what makes what we like about PVD Podcast? What? Because you guys are processing stuff while you're in the middle.
Martin Gingrich, hello.
This is like, what do you think about this? Can you
Headed
pull this up?
back
Can you pull that up? Can you pull,
and we will
search
keep
this,
fighting
search
the
that.
good
It's not like
fight.
it's like
Thank you, Martin.
today, and I'm
for
reading
the
a
super
right?
chat.
But people are going back to talk to me, be real. What do you think? Here's what we think. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. Now, all these games today, this can be used in a positive way. This can be used in a negative way. With all of this right now out there, it's very, very hard to try to manipulate because everybody is. It's easy to manipulate short term, but long term you're getting caught. The question becomes, that video that they cut the way that they did, was effective at the time. Now what? These videos that they cut this way, what Nancy Pelosi did, was effective on January 6th. All the video, we're sitting here talking about insurrection. I remember one time, Adam, I don't know if you remember this or not, we're having a conversation. I'm like, do you even know what insurrection is? Pull up what insurrection is. What insurrection? The only person that you got killed? I hope he goes after. I hope he does.
A media company, which is like the equivalent, I would say, of like PBS or NPR, interfering with American politics at the height of discord.
We're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, of
We're all
course.
saying
So
the same
here's my
thing.
question to you, though. Where's the leverage and not just going and suing them now? I'm curious to what would be a reason where he's just like, he wants the apology, he wants to say, so you think if he gets the apology, he's not going to ask for the money of the lawyers to go sue them?
No.
What's his angle?
I know. There are certain things. What happened last night? All I want is an apology.
Yes.
Last night.
Yes.
Isn't that business for some? Just I'll never associate with it.
Okay.
Because it's a great cause. Good people that are being recognized. The stories, a couple of them was very emotional. Well, guess what? It's just the executive team. The guy that's the president is horrible at what he does. Lacks respect and is entitled and is arrogant, right? And you learn about organizations on private calls, not on stage, on private calls. I don't know whether BBC has privately called Trump yet. I don't know. I don't know if there's been a private phone call. I don't know if anybody's reached out privately. I don't know if anyone's called and said anything. If they did, do you think Trump would leak that to the world? I don't know. Do you think Trump would say, I just had a good call with BBC? They apologize. Do you think President Trump?
Oh, he would definitely do that.
He would. So I don't think the call's been made.
Okay.
I don't think that call's been made. So guess what? You're going to get it. But there's levels to insult. This is not an insult. This could have been a re-elected. History books would have written it as if he said.
The BBC, what happened in 2016 and how did NBC News cover that?
What?
She's a
I
good
like
boy in
her.
a bush.
Listen, she messed up, but I kind of like her.
That's
You
our
know what?
sleuth Vinny out there finding the real movable
Juicy.
exactly. The
Investigation.
juicy news.
All right, let's go to the next story. Next story. All right, next story we want to get into. I got so many of these guys. I don't know which one to go to next. Let me see this one here. Yeah, let's go to this. So, CBS News, new editor, Barry Weiss, looks to poach, ready? Scott Jennings for swanky new role. So first, she goes after Brett Baer. Now, going after Scott Jennings. Let me read this to you. Rob, can you go exactly to the point where I say if I were to negotiate on your behalf, go exactly to that point, not when he's asking me the question. All right, so CBS News, page 21. These guys are playing offense. So Barry's like, let me go pick up Brett Baer and let me go pick up Scott Jennings. She's got a plan, okay? All right, so Scott Jennings maybe have a new role at CBS ahead of him, thanks to the network's new editor-in-chief, who was hired less than a month ago to rebrand the outlet. Barry Weiss invited Scott Jennings to the company's headquarters in New York City this week for a meeting. According to SEM efforts, Jennings, 48, has made a name for himself among right-wing media consumers for his cutthroat debating on CNN as a part-time contributor. The 41-year-old chief also met with Fox News anchor Brett Baier to discuss the potential of hosting the channel's flagship show. Weiss, who was aired on October season. Before any layoffs, co-anchor John Dickerson announced on Monday that he is leaving CBS. Dickerson, who has not explained the abrupt exit, announced on Instagram local news, at the end of this year I will leave CBS 16 years after I sat in the face of nation anchor for the first time. I'm extremely grateful for all the CBS gave me, the work, the audience attention, and the honor of being a part of the network's history. And I'm grateful for my dear colleagues who made a better journalist and a better human being of me. I miss you. Tom, thoughts?
Well, first of all, what Dickerson is really saying, let me translate for him, is this. Guys, I don't want to be in the layoff press release. Can I be in my own press release like a week sooner? Yeah, John, you've been here a while. We'll do that. That's what's going on here. There are people that know that the change is coming, people that they've already spoken to them, they talk to their agents, they talk about how the severance is going to work, or they just go to page 26 of the contract, Pat, and say, well, clause 6, we can give you notice and then pay you this much. We're exercising clause 6. Your agent received an email today. And then they go, can I look good some way getting out of this? That's what's going on, point one. Point two, you know what Barry Weiss reminds me of, Pat?
Tell me.
When Jimmy Johnson went to the Dallas Cowboys, and he just said, look, this has been a losing team for a while. We can't do things one at a time or two at a time. We got to go and just change it up. And the first year he had there was terrible. He won like 2 games. Remember that? Like 2-12. Bill Parcells was walking to the tunnel, went like this, like, dude, keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. You're building it. And I feel like she's coming in there like that and saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And there is nobody offering. The interesting thing is, news media organizations are highly political. You always have your buddy at the top. It says, oh, I'm really close with this guy. I'm close with this guy. I'm not going to be here. There was all the words that, who was there? That Tom Brokaw was really tight with Warren Littlefield. So you could never move Brokaw unless you wanted to go to Warren Littlefield, way up at the top, who reported to, at the time, I think, to Bob Wright, like GE. So it was tough. It appears that nobody is offering these protections. And she's able to come in and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going here.
Does it sound like she has a plan?
I think it does sound like she has a plan. She's looking for, everyone she's talking to is not like far right. They have a degree of moderate, middle moderation. That's how I read it.
So I'm at the America Business Forum. Brett Baier is interviewing me. We're having a great conversation. And then he asked me a question about capitalism. And then this is what I shared with them. And we negotiated his contract publicly. Publicly. Go ahead, Bob.
On the spot. You have no clue.
You're a very wealthy man. The market right now is in a very bad place. Disney needs talent, desperately. Disney's begging you to allow ESPN to be back on there because the games they're playing. Disney created a website for people to go to lobby to allow YouTube to put their app back on. And they're saying, we don't want to do this. To the point where Pat McAfee is saying, don't get me involved. I know you're paying me. I don't want to do this. CBS right now brings Barry Weiss, right? And Barry wants to go get somebody like you. I don't blame them. Guess what's going to happen? Fox is sitting there, if I'm your agent. Say I'm your agent. This is a great opportunity for me if I'm your agent. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to say, Brett, this is fantastic. Let me make a phone call to Lachlan. I'm going to call Lachlan. I'm going to say, hey, Lachlan, Brett Baier is about to go to CBS. He's going to get a 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, $75 million contract. What do we want to do to lock in the greatest moderator of our era? Do we want to lose him? No. Lock him in right now. He's not going to CBS. That's capitalism. What are you going to do? You're going to do.
Are you available?
You pause it right there.
What a moment.
That's a great guy.
What was even better is backstage when we came up to him. He's like, "So seriously, like, yeah, we do."
And Pat, this is I respect you. You have to listen. Say what you want about agendas and propaganda, whatever. That you have to respect the game and respect the hustle. When it comes to Scott Jennings, I can't watch that. Abby Phillips, Dear Abby. I can't watch that. The only moment you watch Anna Navarro on there, she's just completely out of her mind. They have no idea. They're such in a bubble. The only reason we're watching it is because Scott Jennings calls all of them out on their BS, okay? And I have to show this clip back. Pat, Abby Phillips is with Joy Reid, and she's sitting there describing what she does and how conservatives are in a completely different world. She's sitting with Joy Reid about conspiracies, and guess what? Joy Reid is the one that was floating the idea that Trump wasn't really shot. It was a staged photo op. Play this clip from Dear Abby.
The Carl's Jr. lawyer said we couldn't name our new burger the biggest burger for the smallest price burger. So we didn't. And that's called a loophole. The new Cali XL burger. A beefed up char-broiled double burger with double cheese, only $5.99. That's more meat, not more expensive. Get it now for a limited time, only at Carl's Jr. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid for use within a combo or in combination with any other offer or discount.
Making films? You got footage in Dropbox. Scripts and docs, notes and Slack, and no time to hunt. Dropbox Dash.
And
don't forget, guys,